For years, the media has told us that men get paid way more than women for the same work. But when you look closely at the details, the differences tend to shrink, even disappear. Take Google, who's been accused of underpaying female workers. But when they investigated this charge, they found, whoops, they indeed were underpaying men. There goes another narrative. Now, this should be good news. It's progress for women, right? Instead, however, advocates and their supportive media simply say that equal pay must mask a more hidden discrimination. Now, why would they say that? Two reasons. One, for many advocates, progress can be bad because an end to inequality means the advocates are out of work. So their role is less about helping people than ensuring a livelihood. Two, you lose a villain. Every day it gets harder to say men have an edge on anything. Look at education. More women graduate than men. Look at workplace death or injury. Men lead that by a mile. In fact, look at all the grim stats. From heart attacks to suicides to the ultimate gauge, lifespan. Men are screwed from top to bottom. But in today's media landscape, gender progress is a zero-sum game, meaning to elevate women, you must hammer men. And if you say something like, hey, fathers matter, that has to be an insult to women. So even though we know both sexes complement each other, the media drives a wedge between the sexes because it pays. When will it end? As long as their salary depends on conflict, never. Had a little problem there with your phone,
No,
hey, Dana?
I apologize for that.
Was that to undermine my monologue?
I didn't mean to.
You disagreed with what I was saying.
I didn't mean to.
What was
I was trying to find something that I had emailed earlier to myself about Salesforce.com. So Salesforce.com, there was a big 60 Minutes piece on them about 6 months ago.
Right.
And they had done an audit. And they had found that they were underpaying women.
Right.
And they were shocked by this. So they undertook this effort to try to make sure that they brought everybody back up to parity. And one of the things that the CEO of Salesforce.com said in the interview was he encouraged every company to do an audit like this.
Yeah.
And they expected that the results would be that women were being underpaid everywhere. So Google thinks we should probably do this. Now, they have fewer women working in engineering. That's a whole different problem. We can talk about that. But I'm not surprised that they ended up finding this because women have been doing a lot better. And there are more women managers, and there's more women on boards. And so I think that if more companies did this, they'd find that they probably have some inequality on the other side.
I think that that's part of it, but to me, the larger part is this. 70% of their workforce is male.
Right.
And so if you're a manager, if somebody comes to you and you say, hey, there's a woman candidate, guess what? You have some discretionary money, and you use the discretionary money to sweeten the pot in order to recruit the woman so that you can say to people, hey, we have women who are working here, and especially the case with the STEM field.
That should be the case, right? But isn't that making the opposite argument? Then that you used to say that people would say, well, shouldn't a manager of a company be allowed to make a decision?
I think we need binders full of men.
There you go.
I have a few at home.
Greg, for me personally, I think men have really gotten a raw deal recently. The Kavanaugh situation, I think, had a chilling effect.
Yes.
The man bun phenomenon, that wasn't a good look. The Gillette ad really hurt my feelings.
Yes.
I mean, at this point, Dana, I know, makes more than me. There is a wage gap here at Fox, probably.
Do you think we do the equal amount of work?
Oh, here we go.
Hold on.
That's what I would say to someone else.
Wow.
If they weren't making as much as I made. But maybe all these narratives that we believe in are wrong. I mean, maybe Trump is a feminist.
Yes.
Maybe CNN is not fake news.
He paid for his sex.
What?
What?
Well, I'm just saying, that's a feminist move.
Yes.
He's pro-sex worker.
Yes, right. Kamala should support the Stormy payment.
Yes, exactly. Kamala should...
Kamala. I was doing so well.
Jedediah,
with a C.
you were doing so well.
This segment really derailed. Really derailed.
Jedediah, this is one of those segments where you think,
How did I get here? I noticed I was very quiet for a while. Now, I don't know. I mean, I'm very old-fashioned in that when I think about if I were to hire someone, and I made a little list of what merit would be the #1 factor, work background, their interview, recommendations on the job performance. Gender's not on there for me. Like that, I don't
So you hate women?
No, I mean, well, of course, I clearly hate myself. But I feel like the focus on, hiring a certain number of women or hiring a certain number of men or whatever it may be, really, if I was staffing a company, I would want the best people for the jobs. That would be my main goal.
I don't know. Greg would want all women.
Why? Because I can pay them less? What kind of person are you, Jesse?
That's not what I was saying.
Right,
All right, I'm getting out of this.